Hi, welcome. So pleased to see you. I don't want to take too many minutes of your time, but I did just want to talk to you a little bit about the guaranteed engagement process that either myself or one of my um, partner colleagues across the 17 Clarity are going to be carrying out with you. My name is Mark Stiles, for those of you that don't know me. And I've developed this process over the last 28 years or so because I've seen the pain that's caused for so many individuals and so many families by having a loved one who needs some help. But for some of the reasons I'm just about to explain to you now, and some that we'll go into in more detail when we have your family education awareness and recovery planning session. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of what that was about. And firstly, let me thank you for being here, because I understand that this isn't necessarily an easy process. It's quite often a process that not everybody in the family really wants to be getting involved with, and that's fine. I completely understand that. I fully understand why there's some degree of uncomfortableness there. So, well, why have we invited you to be here? Why have your family invited you to be here? Well, actually, because there's some concern about a member of your family who's just not able to be living life in a truly rewarding and safe and gracious way. And that's having an impact, I'm sure, on everybody else across the family to some differing degree. So the reason you're invited to be here is because actually you, as family, working together in a unified way, are the key to helping the person that you care about and that you love to be able to make changes. Because right now they're not able to make those changes and engage in those changes for themselves. Why am I here? Well, I'm here along with my colleagues because I've spent the last 28 years wanting to get rid of the pain of watching somebody you care about, you live with, within your family, the pain of not being able to help them. And I was fed up with professionals. First, it was 28 years ago. I was told, well, there's nothing you can do until they're ready to make the change themselves. I now know that is not true. I now know that the most powerful people in bringing about change for an individual who is kind of stuck and is unable to engage, however they're presenting, I know that the most powerful people on the planet to help that process, to help that person get unstuck, to help the family change, is the family. So that's why you are here. I am here to help you through that process. And I understand that you may be, perhaps even a little bit scared about getting involved with this. After you don't want to get sucked into a vortex of chaos and arguments and collision with other people and so on and so forth. That is not what we want to happen either. This is all about a very loving process that creates a unified offering to your loved one for them to be able to safely engage in making the change that actually, in my experience, most people want. They just don't know how to get there and are even scared of making a change for some reasons that I'll just run through with you very quickly in a minute. We'll pick up in a lot more detail in your first kind of whole family session. But just to say that the goal here is not just to get them engaged in get them effectively engaged in a journey of recovery and change, but it's actually to support and repair and unite the whole family, with love, care, and respect for everybody. We actually do that by taking you through a 6-step process, which as I say, I've developed over the last 28 years and has been highly successful over the 9 years or so that I've now been providing families with this opportunity. So, if I may, what I would just like to do is to share with you a little of why it is that your loved one has been really struggling to be able to engage in the way that you really desperately want them to engage. Now, I know this looks a bit complicated, and we'll look at it in a little bit more detail when you get together for your whole family education, awareness, and recovery planning session. But quite simply, where your loved one is somewhere here over on the left-hand side with addiction, reward deficiency syndrome, some mood, mental health, emotional, energy, or element of physical dis-ease going on in their life, which is impacting them and you as a whole family. And where we want to get is over onto the right hand side here, where actually what we've got is that they and the family, all of you, are able to be living a rewarding life beyond all of the impacts of, be it their reward deficiency, addiction, mood, mental health, emotional struggles, etc. And really, this diagram is just to point out that, you know, while there are some things that you can see and witness and experience with your loved one, which are the things here above ground level, just like we can see a tree. So we go to the park and we can see a tree. You know, we can see that your person is struggling with command of their life. You might see that their self-esteem is low or in the floor. You may well see depression there. You may well see them experiencing anxiety, for example. So lots of these things here are things that we can see. But quite often, the reasons that they don't feel able to be engaged, or you're not able to engage them, is because actually there's a whole bunch of things going on below ground level. Just like a tree, where its roots are under the ground, you know, a tree is as well or can get into disease and die from what's going on in the root system underneath. And I'm not going to go through all of these here. What I really wanted to share with you here is that they can have a whole bunch of bionutritional and balance neurobiological imbalances going on across the various systems in their body. There are you know, a whole bunch of biochemical causes to anxiety. They may have addictions going on. They may also have developed something called reward deficiency syndrome, which can give us addictive disorders, impulsive disorders, obsessive disorders, some personality disorders. So there's a whole bunch of behavioral presentations which again can be getting in the way of them wanting to make or being able to make the changes that they want to make. And the other component there, which again is hidden, is this what we call genetic polymorphisms. So just slight variations in somebody's genetics, which literally can absolutely block them from moving forward. However much they want to, there is actually something that's triggering a process which just will not allow them to move forward. So I just wanted to share with you that there's a lot of things to just give you that first level of understanding that the person that you wish would get involved, that you care about, and some of the frustration you have because they won't do the things that are being offered to them, just to give you an overview understanding of a little bit of what can be going on for them. So what we're going to do is we are going to take you through a 6-stage process. And, you know, we recognize that, and we know actually this process can help anybody, whether they're in denial, whether they may be that they've tried to stopped drinking, drugging, gaming, gambling on a whole number of occasions before, and they may be what we would call a repeat relapser. They've promised to, stop drinking or stop doing this or stop doing that, and they carry on doing it. They may just feel that it's just not possible to do anything to change their life, because that is what it feels like for them. We also recognize it's quite likely that you're angry with them because of the chaos that they're bringing to your family. Potentially you're angry and frustrated with yourself, maybe because you can't figure out how to help them. Equally, you may be fed up, stressed. Relationships could be strained within and across the family. And you may even be, beyond worried about their safety and their well-being. And quite frankly, I've met many parents and members of families and children where the parents have been creating the chaos. We're just ready to give up, right? We just need this chaos out of our lives. So even in those circumstances, what we do know from our experience is that if we take people through this 6-step process, actually we do get to be able to engage. We do get to be able to engage everybody. So step 1 is the whole family awareness education planning session, which whoever you're working with has probably talked to you about that. You may even have the appointment set up, or it may be something that you're now just in the process of getting set up. The outcome of this is that with a whole bunch of new knowledge and awareness and understanding, working with you, we will set up and create an engagement strategy to robustly, lovingly, in a very caring way, allow your person to become engaged in a process of life change. Step 2 is that we then get on with delivering that engagement strategy, which involves step 3 is about everybody implementing all of the agreed strategies. And those strategies will include some changes in how you communicate, some behavioral changes potentially, certainly some response changes in terms of how you kind of respond to each other and to them, and also some ways of being able to set and be able to maintain some very clear boundaries which can help in the situation. Once we understand all of that and we know how we're going to implement all of those things, and we're comfortable implementing the strategy, what the engagement strategy will then do is create, through step 4, this ability as a family supported by us to be able to work through the 8 opportunities that we will create to empower and allow your loved one to get properly and robustly engaged in a journey of change. I'm not going to go into that now. We'll talk about that during your education awareness session. It's a bit complicated here to go through in like 2 minutes, but we'll show you how that all works. And then step 5, once your loved one, family member, is robustly engaged then and on board with making their changes, we then draw up a whole family recovery agreement. And that agreement is there to support whole family change and to support the continued implementation of all of those change strategies of communication and behaviour and boundaries, etc. What I would point out is that whilst this agreement is there to support the change of the person that you want to engage in change, actually our experience has always been that it helps the entire family, all of the other individuals within the family, and the family as a whole, in our experience, are almost always, well, I think always, actually, to be fair, finds that they're able to live life as a family in a very enhanced way, in a very calm way, and without everybody looking over their shoulder wondering what the next big crisis or chaos situation is going to be, all aiming towards step 6, which is that you all get to enjoy a new family life, which is full of love, care, concern, reward, enjoyment, so that actually everybody is able to thrive, because that's the best way to help one person, is for everybody to be able to move into a thriving new life. So that is, let me just get rid of that. So I hope that just gives you a little bit of an idea. It doesn't fill in all of the gaps, but thank you for watching this as a prelude to having your session. I understand you might be a little bit worried coming into the session, but please, please trust that we will look after you. This is not about creating any conflict in the family at all. This is all about a loving, caring, respectful process that allows your loved one to become engaged in a process of change, to support their change, and in supporting their change, to help the family to be able to find a way then to be able to live beyond the stress, the chaos that you've probably almost certainly been experiencing. So I hope you can go into the process in an enjoyable way, go into it in a positive way. Do ask any questions along the way, and we look forward to being able to support you as a family to be able to experience a very different future moving forward. Thanks. See you soon.